you can go. So let's go ahead and get this run started. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so I would not be surprised in the slightest if no one has heard of this game. I guess introduction to me, I'm Deathline, call me Joseph Joe. I speedrun Super Mario Sunshine, which I'd done in this marathon yesterday, and I will be doing PokéPark Wii Pikachu's Adventure 80%. I am the current world record holder for this game with a 2:22:13. This game is a very black sheep game, black dark horse. It's not very well known. It came out in, I want to say, 2010. Let me see. Yes, it actually came out on December 5th, 2009, but in North America it was 2010. This is the first of 2 PokéPark games. There is a sequel to this, PokéPark 2 Wonders Beyond, and that is an entirely separate beast from this game. So this is Mew, and he's kind of going over the story. So basically what happened is you fall down this tunnel and you're transported to the wonderful world of the PokéPark. And there's this place called the Sky Pavilion with a Sky Prism, and the Sky Prism shattered, and after it shattering, the friendship in the park has been lost, and there's fighting and rumbling and all this types of natural phenomenon. So we are tasked with collecting the prism pieces and bringing friendship back to the park. So we wake up in the forest, and this is Chatot. Chatot's like the guide for the game. You can talk to him and he'll tell you about stuff. So our main movement in this is going to be dash or quick attack. Basically 90% of this game is me mashing the 1 button to move. For the first hour and a half of this run, it goes very slowly, but we will get better movement speed eventually. So this is just a tutorial part of the game. Alright. So, go over berries now. There are 3 types of berries in this game: green, orange, or red, and golden. Green berries are worth 10. Orange berries, orange red berries are worth 50, and golden berries are worth 100. And ideally, I wanted an orange berry there, but that's a 1 in 10, I want to say, chance, and then a golden berry is like a 1 in 100 chance. It's very rare. So basically how we make friends in this game is either by beating them up or by running into them. Got bad RNG here, but that's alright. What do I record through? My capture card is an AverMedia HD Pro, I want to say it is. Don't remember off the top of my head. So Chat's just explaining things. I'm kind of mashing through it. This tutorial is very just straightforward. This is Baneri. It's a wonderful place to make lots of friends and attractions and blah 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 blah. All the stuff we'll go over. So now we can just move on to the actual park. Or so we think, until we see that there's a speech bubble above Baneri, signifying that we need to talk to that Pokemon. So Snorlax is in the way, so we need to use Thunderbolt, which is one of our 2 attacks. There's one of 3 attacks in the game. You have Quick Attack as an attack, Thunderbolt, and Iron Tail. Iron Tail you need to learn later. You can upgrade all 3 of these, plus your HP bar, but we only upgrade the dash and 80%. Do I play through a Wii U? No, I do not. I play on the Wii. There are 2 different versions for this game. There's the Wii version, and then there's the Wii U Virtual Console version. As of right now, we believe the Wii U version is only about 20 seconds faster, if that. So it's not a giant upgrade from playing on Wii. Wrong button. So there we need to open the PokéPark pad, which will never open up again, and then talk to Chatot. Here we have a sign. This is just telling you can read signboards. Now we can actually move into the park. So there are a ton of loading transitions like this, so you'll get to see a bunch of different transitions, which is nice. So here is the first zone in the game, the lush and green meadow zone. And as you saw in the beginning, we have our friends Chikorita, Piplup, and Charmander who came down the mysterious tunnel with us and were lost. But we have once more found Chikorita. So now we'll go ahead and go talk to Bulbasaur. So there are attractions in each of the zones. Attractions are like the main part of the game. They're all different. You need to pay some berries, except for this one. Yes, my mind is not working. So this is the first attraction in the game, Bulbasaur's Daring Dash. It's basically just a 100-meter dash. You will hear me shaking my Wiimote from time to time from my mic. I apologize, my mic is very sensitive. So you can see at the bottom there's a bonus. If you have a goal time to beat, and then you have a bonus time. If you beat the bonus time, you'll get some extra berries, which we're gonna have to make for the berry count. But these attractions, once you beat them, they'll give you a prison piece. God damn it. Okay. I forgot to turn something off in my live split, but that's okay. I'll change that later. So, Trico and Mankey show up and apparently we're not supposed to be playing the attractions in the zone right now, so for whatever reason they take Chikorita instead of us, even though Chikorita did not play the attraction. So they're like, save Chikorita. Yeah, before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and come up here and talk to Munchlax. You need a certain amount of friends to play certain attractions. So when I'm getting a friend, it's meaningful. You can go ahead and quote that. Getting a friend is meaningful. So just to friend Munchlax, you only need a big berry, which is right there in the box. Friending Munchlax will unlock Tropius, who we do not friend 80%. There are two categories for this game, 80% and 100%. I'm the current world record holder in both. 80% is 2 hours, 22 minutes and 13 seconds, and 100% is 7 hours, 20 minutes and 8 seconds. So before we can cross the bridge, Trico's like, you need to go beat the bonus in the attraction with Turtwig, and Turtwig's like super slow. So I'm gonna need to go friend Turtwig. So now Turtwig is our friend, and doing that we get Pachirisu, and Bonsly. I don't want you. I want Pachirisu. Neither of them are in the direction I wanted. So a big part of this is just RNG, where they spawn and stuff. So we're going to also go ahead and friend Pachirisu. PokéPark Wii is definitely one of the greatest spin-off Pokemon games in existence. Of course, now once you play an attraction or a skill game or anything of the sort, every Pokemon spawn will move around. So you could have really good RNG, talk to a different Pokemon and play a game, and then the next Pokemon you need is really far away, which is unfortunate. So next we're gonna get Baneri. And doing that unlocks Lotad. And Shinx. So now we can go ahead and play Bulbasaur's Daring Dash once more with Turtwig this time. So Bulbasaur's just going over how to get a bonus in this, which I've already explained. So Lotad's on the way, so we're gonna go ahead and grab him now instead of after. And like I said, there are different types of skill games. There are 4 different types of skill games: Chase, Battle, or Fight, where you just do like a normal Pokemon battle. Whoever's HP hits 0 loses. For this, we use a combination of Quick Attack and Thunderbolt on some Pokemon. There I did a sidestep. If you double tap on the D-pad and left or right, I really apologize for the dog right now, if you can hear that. If you double tap in a direction, you'll sidestep. So Trico's like, whatever, I don't care. So we're gonna go ahead and run this tree. We get a berry for doing that, and Caterpie comes down from the tree. Again, I really apologize if you can hear the dogs. Someone in my house is deciding to play with them at this exact moment, right outside my door. So Caterpie plays chase. It's the hardest chase in the game, but I luckily did it. Unfortunately, Ditto is not in this game. So now we also have to fight Minky. So here we intentionally take the knockback and the damage, just because it's a little bit faster. You have on certain Pokemon it'll load and then it'll also load the Pokemon coming in. On specific ones there are times where you can mash on, and if you get a frame, there's like a 2-frame window where if you hit dash and it registers, you'll get a dash out. It saves a second at 90%. So we have to give Croagunk 200 berries to open the gate. But he's like, since you're trying to save your friend, that's really noble, I'll give you 170 back. And then Croagunk will tell you about the sidestep, if you didn't know of it. So each zone in the game has a zone keeper, and this is the Meta Zone's zone keeper, Venusaur. So Venusaur's like, if you want your friend back, you gotta beat Croagunk and Spearow. So we'll go do that now. Apom's right here. I'm actually going to do this now because this is pretty good Apom RNG. And we friend Apom in the route. Apom's pretty fast, but it's somewhat easy to predict once you know the patterns and such. And that will unlock Ambipom, whom we also friend. Actually, pretty good at Ambipom RNG as well. So if you do a Thunderbolt into a quick attack, you'll do 1.5 damage. Which is nice for odd-numbered health bars, such as 3. So now we need to still friend Spearow. Ooh, really bad Trico RNG. He's just started to chase. Other Pokemon can start skill games just as you can. So there'll be times where you'll see them playing chase or something and they'll completely just run away from you, which is very annoying. So here's one of the other skill games I mentioned. This is Obstacle Hop. It's a little platforming game. And the last skill game that we don't play whatsoever in any percent is Hide and Seek. And we will also be friending Trico. So Chico is really fast and annoying to chase against, but you can't catch up to him. So now that we've friended Krogunk and Spearow, we need to go back and talk to Venusaur once more. So there's a lot of just mashing through text in this game at times. Venusaur is one of these times. So this is the second attraction in the game, Venusaur's Vine Swing. For this we use Krogunk. Basically you get on a little rope and you need to swing a certain distance. And then once you defeat a zone keeper, you'll get a little dance cutscene with each of them. Well, the main 3 zones, I believe. I don't think it does it for the last 2. So now Venusaur will open the gate to the meeting place, which we will be going to now. Just in time to watch the best Pokemon game of existence, Ultima. So there's Starly over here, and Starly will tell you about how you can go into first person by pressing B, which is not something we do at all during the run. So this is the meeting place where you have junctions to all of the zones. And there are some helpers in the meeting place. But before that, you'll find Chikorita and this giant tree in the middle of the meeting place. And Chikorita will be like, I'm gonna make this into a freaking tree house. Next up we have Driftblim. Driftblims are transport in this game, where you can go from one zone to another. After that, we talked to Mr. Vis, who is in charge of the photo booth. You can take pictures, and it'll be saved on your Wii hard drive. You can also save them to an SD card. So once you take a photo and save it, and then talk to Mr. Vis, you're done with that. Next up, we have Electabuzz. Electabuzz is the Pokemon that'll train you how to get stronger in the ways of the Thunderbolt, which we don't upgrade in any percent. So once we do that, we talk to Corfish, and he will open the gate to the next zone, which is the beach zone. I did not hit the 2 button. What are you talking about? We know I was mashing 1. What the hell? So once you enter the beach zone, you see this little conversation between Azrael and Slowpoke. So there are a lot of Pokemon in the beach zone that we friend, which is really annoying because it's a really big open zone. And they can spawn in a multitude of places. So this is where a lot of runs die if you're trying to PB or world record or anything like that. But Azrael is luckily right in front of me, which is nice. Azrael's skill game is Chase. Okay, good. You can get really unlucky and get Azrael on an off bounce where she'll be right above you in midair and she'll just immediately change directions. Also, a lot of the Pokemon in this game are actually gendered assigned. Like, they will specifically talk as if though they're a female or male type. I'm also going to friend Slowpoke now just because he's kind of somewhat close. And we friend Slowpoke en route. Slowpoke, the second hardest chase in any percent. Hopefully I can do it. Okay, good. That was pretty good. Also, there's a 5th type of skill game I totally forgot about. That's coming up right now. Nice Weasel spawn. So we need to cross the bridge, talk to Feraligatr, but Corsola is blocking our way, and this is a quiz. There are a few quizzes at any percent. Talk to them. 2. So there's a multitude of questions. What's claws for alligator? Multitude of questions. They always have the same answers, but the answers can be in different slots. So if you get question A, it can be in slot. The correct answer can be in slot 1, but sometimes it'll be in slot 2 or 3. So once we do that, we just go ahead and run on down to Feraligatr. So you'll talk to Feraligatr and stuff, but you'll be like, make Gyarados not a jerk anymore. So we're gonna start to do that, but then we notice that, oh my gosh, it's the most annoying Pokemon, Piplup! So we have found 2 of our 3 friends now, Chikorita and Piplup. Charmander's still nowhere to be seen. Piplup's also with a crying why not, because, you know, why not? So Piplup tells you we need to build a bridge, and to build a bridge we need to talk to a Pokemon known as Bidoof in the Meadow Zone. Don't take off, don't take off, don't take off, don't take off, don't take off. Thank you. Okay. This is one of the more annoying ones, Staravia. Staravia is a flying type, so Staravia can definitely just walk away and fly off, and you can't talk to flying Pokemon while in midair. And we get Staravia in this run. It's RNG whether or not after a hit they will either immediately start flying again or they'll just walk. But normally they'll try flying. Good Totodile RNG. We also get Totodile in the beach zone. So overall good beach relatively good beach zone RNG. Who's gonna pay for the bridge? Bidoof is. And the type of money is friendship. That's how we do it. So we need to inspect the Drifblim stop over here in the beach zone, which will spawn in Drifblim. And then talk to Drifblim to take us to the Meadow Zone. And here we have a little cutscene that we can't skip at first, just showing us Pikachu flying away with Drifblim. And we're gonna go ahead and come up here and then break this box. This has a piece of lumber in it. So there are these... This is a staple in a lot of games, in RPGs as well, fetch quests, where you need to get an item for an NPC. And for Bidoof, this is the first fetch quest in the game. You need to bring Bidoof 4 different pieces of lumber to help her build some rooms for herself, her friend, her sister, her cousin, and her grandmother. Don't mind me opening the drink very loudly. Or not her sister, but her friend or something. So before we get the third piece of lumber, we're gonna go ahead and run down here and talk to Shinx and friend Shinx via chase. Okay, Chimchar is nowhere to be seen. Unfortunately so. Oh, there you are. You know what? I'm gonna friend you now. Even though this is kind of slow. We also get Chimchar here, so. And this is this game is a lot of just deciding whether or not you want to get them now or later. I mean, now you get a set RNG. Either you get time or you lose time. But if you wait for the second chance to get them, you can either get save more time or lose more time. So it's just a giant gamble a lot of the time. Also, there is no way to improve this walking speed when you're holding an item. This is as fast as it gets. So some of the later fetch quests are extremely irritating. So we need one more piece of lumber, which is over here. So once you complete this mandatory fetch quest, Bidoof will be your friend, will spawn in B-Barrel, or Bi-Barrel, and give you 100 berries. You also need to re-talk to Bidoof to have her send a friend to the beach zone to build a bridge. So we also friend B-Barrel, which we have good RNG for. Like really, like almost best RNG possible. You want B-Barrel to be on this side. And I'm gonna try and go for a quick kill here. I got it. So there are certain spots in the game where you can do a quick kill like that, where you can knock a Pokemon out of bounds into a river as such, and this makes the fight go a little bit faster, since you don't need to deplete their HP bar the entire way, since you technically like got them ringed out. Friendly reminder that this SRX Fall 2016 is to help raise awareness for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And we have some incentives, donation incentives. I need to grab some lumber. We have some donation incentives for some of the games that are being ran. So we talked to Bidoof here with a piece of lumber in hand, since it goes slightly faster. Since you don't need to talk to her twice. Or them twice. So before we can even get started on building a bridge, Sharpedo and Carvana will be like, nope, not gonna happen, because Gyarados says no. Even though Gyarados is not the keeper of the beach zone, and Polion is. So they make a compromise by so we have to complete Pelipper's attraction, which is the next attraction in the game. And Pikachu is the only Pokemon in the entire game that can play every single attraction, all 14, but some of these, such as Pelipper's Circle Circuit, you need a certain item that you get through passwords, which are banned in any percent. And for this we use Spearow. That's the only one that we have. We could use Staravia, but they all go at relatively the same speed, I believe. And Spearow is just easier to do. So yellow rings are worth 100, red rings are worth 300, and rainbow rings are worth 1,000. And for the bonus, we need 9,000 points with Spearow. With other Pokemon such as Staravia, you might need like 17,000 as a bonus. So. Easy as that. So now that we've done that, we need to go ahead and go back to talk to Bidoof. Also, great Staravia RNG falls right in front of me on the way. And that's what I meant when I talked about earlier, where it's just like, do you get them now or later, when it's possible to have better RNG later, but also possible with worse RNG, so. Luckily, Carvana and Sharpedo will both become our friends after completing the attraction, and Bidoof will build the first bridge. So with that tiny bundle of sticks, Bidoof builds a mighty bridge like this. Nintendo logic. So we also need to give Bidoof 2 more bundles of lumber for them to build bridges to the island with an attraction. Also, once we get the first bridge, we can find Piplup, and why not will become our friend as well. Popcorn sounds amazing right now. Out of the way, Azrael. So with these little 2 bundles of sticks, Bidoof will build 4 separate bridges. So now we need to go ahead and talk to Gyarados, who runs an attraction that is Gyarados' Aqua Dash. And for this we use B-barrel since it's the fastest option that we have. So now after doing that, we go ahead and go talk to Feraligatr, who will break the block that's in front of Lapras. And we will also be friending Feraligatr. This is one of my favorite lines in the game. So Piplup will find this balloon. Piplup will be like, "It'll be great. We'll fly. I'll try to fix it. I need someone to help me carry it. Someone sturdy." And then they just like never like talk about like who brought it. Like Piplup just had to bring up that detail. Like they needed someone sturdy to carry the balloon away. So this is Lapras, and we talked to Lapras, and Lapras will let us ride on her back to the iceberg zone, which is where Empoleon is located. Empoleon is the zone keeper of the beach and iceberg zones. So we're gonna go ahead and run up this middle slope to see if we can talk to Empoleon. Dream, you might end up making your stomach unhappy if you do that. So instead we talk to Piloswine. But he froze it, so we need to go get Mamoswine, but Mamoswine's frozen, so we need to go get Frostlass, but Frostlass isn't here, so we need to get Glalie, but Glalie isn't here, so we need to talk to Teddiursa. It's a lot of just sub-questing to... is that Torren? I can't really read that from where I'm sitting, I'm sorry. I am currently plus 1.6 seconds on my PB, and my PB is world record. World record is 2:22:13. The estimate is 2 hours and 30 minutes though. Nice movement. So that spawns Glalie, so we're gonna go ahead and go around Glalie for right now and go pick up this ice block. If you had talked to Glalie, he'd be like, "Oh, Frostlass, where'd you go? Hey, you, bring me some ice blocks so I can build some igloos." But if you grab this one first, the farthest one, and then talk to Glalie, you save a few steps of walking, which is like 2.5 seconds, I want to say, saved if you do it this way. So once you get the first igloo built, Primate will come in. So and with the second igloo, Ursaring will be spawned or come in, but we need one more ice block to finish, which is over here. Please be the good Teddiursa. Damn it! Nope. So there are two Teddiursas that are walking around. One of them will give you a quiz. The other, I could have swore I just saw, is a chase, and we want the one that's chase. So that's a bit of time loss right there. Wow, really bad RNG. Please be the good one this time. Thank you. So I'm definitely going to lose at least 15 seconds or thereabouts already. Also, we usually friend a different auxiliary, but if the auxiliary is on your, like, really close to you and on your way, it's about 1 second faster to get them now instead of later, assuming the later one is really far away. If it's really close, then it's probably about the same amount. Why did you do that? Pikachu loves to auto-target in this game for whatever reason, which is really dumb. So, more time loss. So we need to go talk to Primplup right now. Also be breaking open this box and getting another berry, because there are a few berries that we need to grab from boxes so we can make a berry count. Someone's defeating Prince level friend him, and we need to dash into the switch to turn the chairlift on. Quagsire, please get out of the way. Dude, I wrecked. So now I have to do the dashes, otherwise it's slower. Freaking Quagsire got in the way. You're supposed to do Thunderbolt Dash, because that's the strat, but Pokemon will just sometimes get in your way and there's nothing you can do about it. So once your friend Frostlass will go back to Glalie. But before we go back and talk to them, I need to friend a Quagsire, which I'm getting terrible RNG with. That sucks. Quagsire wants a big berry. Oh, there's one over here. And yeah, if I'd just been patient, I could have friended this Octillery, which would have been faster. So immediately coming back up, we need to be careful to go immediately left. If you go too far into the center by that tree, you'll get a cutscene, and that loses like 30 seconds or something like that. I should have talked to Ursaring first. Oh well. So before we go get Mammothine, I need to friend Ursaring, which I should have done first. So once we get Mammothine unfrozen, he'll be like, yeah, it thawed out, and then he'll open the door for us. No. There's a Pokemon that I forgot to friend. So now I need to waste time to go back to friend that because it's crucial that we friend this Pokemon. That Pokemon is Glalie. Cannot believe I forgot Glalie. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to be on world record pace anymore, but that's alright. This game is very optimized right now. So for this we use Glalie, since it's the fastest. This is Empoleon Snow Slide. It is probably the longest minigame or attraction that you can play. I'm gonna be losing roughly a minute or so. Very sloppy snow slide for me as well. My favorite candy from the movie theaters is Junior Mints. So after that we'll immediately talk to Piloswine so we can friend them. Piloswine is a part ground type, so you can't use Thunderbolt on it. And we can, when you're in a chase or something as such, you can actually go out of bounds into that zone, past the gate. And when you're past the gate, the enemy, Piloswine, doesn't register you as in playable zone, so it won't try to attack you, since it itself cannot go past the gate, but you can. And by abusing that, we can make the fight go a lot faster. So now we can go back to the meeting place. And you can see Chikorita has actually been building up the treehouse pretty well. And Piplup brought in the balloon. So now we can talk to Ponyta, who will teach us how to make our dash go a bit faster. So now our dash is significantly faster, and it can still be improved another stage. So next on is the cavern zone. The last time I had Haribo gummy bears, I threw up. So I don't think I've had them in quite a few years. So here's Mr. Mime, one of the caretakers. And he's like, well, we need a rail since it's missing, because we can't use the minecart when it's missing. So go talk to Zubat, but you don't really need to talk to Zubat. If you just go right and talk to Mawile, she'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. So we're gonna just go ahead and head on down here, talk to a Pokemon known as Aaron. Aaron will be like, I'm pretty hungry, I smell some iron ore, it's in this box, can you get it for me? Small little fetch quest with some pretty good Aaron RNG. So Aaron will be like, hey, that's great. I wonder why she had the rail. And you're like, who? Oh, obviously Mawile. Also, pretty acceptable Mawile RNG for once in my life. Mawile can be in like a really bad spot sometimes, so this is pretty good. She'll tell you if you beat her in a skill game, which is Chase. She's very annoying because the jaws on her back of her head have a giant hitbox that will knock you back if you get too close to it. So you have to hit Mawile from like the side, like that. That was a very good Mawile chase. Dugtrio hid the rails somewhere, so we need to go talk to Dugtrio. Trio. Dugtrio will be like, hey, Mawile told you? Alright, well, I put it in the berry storage. Go talk to Marowak. So, we're gonna go do that. But we need to break open this box so we can find a Magnemite. So we talk to the Magnemite and be like, hey, your Slam, even though it's not Slam, it's Quick Attack, was great. Will you be my friend? And that's just a free friend. Also, we're gonna go ahead and friend Cranios. And what's odd in PokéPark Wii is that while there are types and such, Cranidos is a rock type, so electric attacks would be half damage normally. It's completely full damage. Like, types don't really matter too much in this game. So once we do that, we can go ahead and go talk to Marowak. Marowak, you'd be like, you're not getting in here, you totally are lying. Or you don't look like a liar though, so we're gonna fight for it. And Marowak's part ground, so... So, while we're searching, we break some boxes, and poof, Diglett appears. And Diglett apparently took the rail from the berry storage and hid it under a Snorlax. So before we go talk to the Snorlax, we need to break open this box that I completely whiffed at and grab the big berry, since we need this to wake Snorlax up. So talk to him, he'll be like, I'll get up so don't hit me with your Thunderbolt, but Snorlax is a lazy bond, so gotta hit him with the Thunderbolt and be like, you want me to move? Well, bring me your big berry. So that's what we have this here for. And then he'll move. And the cavern zone used to have a hot spring, but it dried up, but it just was under the Snorlax. So with this, we get the hot spring back and the rail. And upon getting the hot spring back, he'll get Phanpy and Raichu. Good Raichu RNG, to be honest. I'm going to talk to Raichu now. So, we need now to take this rail all the way back to Mr. Mime, which is very annoying. On our way, we'll go ahead and check. Why did Pikachu throw that when I had a check symbol on my screen? That's odd. And this will spawn in Driftbloom. I don't know why Pikachu threw that. That's another 3 seconds lost. No biggie. This run's already kinda meh. So once we bring it all the way back to Mr. Mime will put it back for you. And now we need to just get the minecart back because it was stolen while we were getting the rail. But conveniently Gibble right here has it, and we'll give it back if we beat him in a skill game. Gibble is a dragon ground type, so you can't use Thunderbolt on him. So now we can move on to the next zone, but there's some things we need to do before such. First, we need to talk to Driftblim and friend them. Turn Pikachu. Oh my god. Next, we need to talk to Diglett. And finally, we need to find Torchic, which is nowhere to be seen. There you are. So now, once we have 50 friends, we can talk to Bastiodon and play his attraction. And this is Bastiodon's Block Barrage. Basically Pong, but with some points. So now we can finally go to the lava zone, but right before we do, we talk to Dugtrio. So this is the lava zone, even though technically we're inside a cave. This would be considered magma, not lava. Know your terminology. But. So we start off talking to him on top and see if we have a drill, but we need to go leave it alone and go talk to camera up first. And on the way, we talk to one of these Magpies and friend them. Or not, since a very rare circumstance happened. So, like Animal Crossing, the original one for the GameCube, if you push someone around too much, they'll get sad or angry. And that can happen in this game as well. Pokemon can have certain emotions at times. There's joy, which is like the little sound notes that you see, musical notes. Sadness, which will be tears, or anger, which will be little cloud fumes. And you can't talk to someone when they're angry or sad. It's a very rare thing, but it can happen. So once we're turning the camera up, now we can go back and look at the drill, since it should be unoverheated. But before we can use it, we need to defeat him on top in a battle. Defeating Hitmontop will get you Hitmonchan, who we do not friend at any percent. So we whack the switch, and we pray to the RNG that we do not get a gold nugget. Please, RNG. No gold nuggets. No gold nuggets. No gold nuggets. No gold nuggets. Yay. Okay. So the drill can give you one of two things, an iron ore or a golden nugget. In any percent, we only need 2 iron ore, so gold nuggets are a complete waste of time. Gold nuggets are about a 1 in 5 chance, I would say, thereabouts. So no gold nuggets, no gold nuggets, no gold nuggets, no gold nuggets. Yay! Okay, that's good RNG. So we need to take both of these all the way down to the furnace and craft them into stuff. Also, there'll be a bunch of Torkles here now, and they will get in your way from time to time, which is very annoying, but all you can do is just hope that you're not in your way. Which it seems like they weren't this time. So first up, we're going to craft a straight, which makes an iron lever. Or an iron bar, excuse me. Once you make your first object with the furnace, Golem will arrive. And we need, I forgot, you need to check the thing first before you can activate it. So activating that switch will turn off the fire spires. And finally we make a round this time, so we can make an iron top, so we can play the next attraction coming up in a few moments here. So we need to take this iron top over to Rhyperior, so we can play his attraction, Rhyperior's Bumper Burn, which is basically like Beyblade. Oh, this is not very good. I need 5,000 points, and I need to make that. Okay, we're good. We in there. This minigame attraction is very RNG based. You can get pushed around very easily, or sometimes you'll just be getting them. You'll just knock off Pokemon and just rack up your multiplier very high, very fast. So once you defeat him, you can get off this fucking wall. God damn it. Thank you. And go ahead and find Charmander, the last of our 3 friends. I almost fell into blubbing lava. That's incorrect. Again, the lava zone and him calling it lava is is the incorrect term. And for those, why did I double? Okay, okay. For those of you wondering why I'm making this accusation, the term lava is to refer to magma that is outside of the volcano or cave that it's in. So this would technically be considered magma, not lava. So before we can move on, we need to defeat Metatite in quiz. So we also have friend Ponyta on our way to meet Blaziken. Ponyta is a chase, and she'll leave little ember trails which you can get hit on, and it's really sucky because you can't change the camera angle when you're in the middle of a chase. So you have to just like deal with it, and it's very bad programming. So that was a very bad chase. Very, very bad chase. So we go ahead and hit this switch and watch the cutscene to get the drawbridge to come down. I accidentally hit the 2 button. So we talked to Macargo, the gatekeeper. We've been nicknamed Lightning Strike. So before we can even talk to Blaziken, we need to clear Bastion's block barrage and Rhyperior's bumper burn, which we've done. So here's Blaziken, the zone keeper for the cavern and lava zones. So we should join forces and take over the PokéPark, but that's not how it's gonna happen. So before we can even face him, we need to battle Charmander once more, who now has 4 HP bars instead of 2. Again, why am I sidestepping? I'm only like tapping once. It's so very odd. So next up is Blaziken's Boulder Bash. So now we go back to the meeting place. So you can see the improvement of the treehouse. So Pippa goes to inflate the balloon now, and then realizes that there's a giant hole in the side of it. And now, an hour 40 into the run, they retell you, channel comes to tell you that Mew, there's a message from Mew saying that he needs you to collect prism pieces, as if we didn't know what the hell we've been doing for the past 1 hour and 40 minutes of gameplay. And they're like, yo, Deathline, do a flip, please. So yeah. So we're going to talk to Ponyta. Since we friended the Ponyta in the lava zone, this Ponyta will teach us Double Dash, which is a slightly faster movement option for the upcoming zone, which is my favorite zone in the game. Coming up next is the Haunted Zone. There have been multiple flips. What do you mean? Pikachu does like 3 backflips every time he hits someone in a chase. And before we can go into the Haunted Mansion, the Haunted Manor or whatever, Haunted House, we have to defeat Tingros Swing Along. Nice, Raichu. That was very bad. You can do that in like 7 seconds, so that was very bad. There were multiple flips in that one. What do you mean? So once you talk to Drifloon outside, you can enter the haunted house. And Duskull will be our guide in telling us we are the 999th visitor. So we don't get that 1000th visitor prize, sadly. So we're just kind of going over the rooms of the haunted house. So once we're done with that, we turn back and Ghastly will be like, hey, come up here and I'll show you to a cool room.
Ghastly.
Enjoy your lurk dream. Friendly reminder that what you're watching right now is Speedrunning Expo, or SRX, Fall 2016. We help support the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and there are some donation incentives that have still yet to be met. So if you'd like to be very kind, you could send in a donation and put that towards an incentive. If you do exclamation incentive in chat. So we friend Ghastly. Now we go into this other side room. Nice camera, I couldn't tell where it was. And talk to Gengar, who's in a painting. And then we'll hear some bells ringing. And be like, good job, now Duskunor's gonna be here soon. So this is the next attraction, Duskunor's Speed Slam. So basically the same as Bulbasaur's Daring Dash, but with some brick walls and spinneracks in the way. So once we do that, we can go ahead and talk to Duskull. So we can now enter the ballroom. So upon entering, there'll be a ton of Pokemon in here, and Pikachu's like, I've been playing with the ghosties. But Mr. Vista's in trouble. But they haven't been the same because the piano's broken. So they make us, an outsider, go get something they could have gotten themselves.
So, before we talk to Spinnerack, we go ahead and talk to Abra, who will be our friends. And Abra also has one of my other favorite line. I'm sleepy, and you should sleep whenever you're sleepy. That's how it should be. Talk to Spinnerack, and it'll make some thread for the piano, like some thick-ass construction wire. So now we gotta take this all the way back to the piano. And this is the longest fetch quest in the game. At like a staggering like minute and a half or something. Minute 45. What about Frostlass Ultima? Frostlass is a pretty cool ghost type Pokemon. So upon fixing that, Miss Magius will come out of the library, finally. Out of the way. So now entering the library, we talked to Duskull, and Duskull's like, I may have found a clue. There's a giant suspicious gap in this bookcase. I wonder where this book could be. Have you tried looking down the frickin' room and talking to Sableye? So that'll reveal a secret stairway. And here is Rotom, the zone keeper for the haunted zone. And you can play Rotom's Spooky Shoot 'em Up as well with Abra. Now, if you want to troll someone on competitive Pokemon, use Nose Pass. I'll see if I can find the Nose Pass troll video after this run, and link it later. So now we go ahead and head on outside of the mansion. Oh my god, I'm missing these double dashes like crazy. Before we leave though, we go ahead and talk to Drifloon and Kakuna. So now we can talk to Ponyta for the final upgrade, dash upgrade of the game, for a whopping 1,500 berries. And here's the final, well, that's not the final, that's not true. It's the second to last zone of the game, the Granite Zone.
So we just go ahead and dash straight on up to Charizard up here. He'll be like, "Yeah, you gotta be a freaking pro if you wanna beat the Granite Zone." So now we just immediately turn right and go ahead and talk to Absol, who's guarding or has an attraction, and this is Absol's Hurdle Bounce. Basically Bulbasaur's Daring Dash, but with hurdles in it. So after doing that, we go ahead and turn around and go down here and talk to Hoppip. And we can only go past once we beat Absol's Hurdle Bounce anyways, so. So we go ahead and then hit the switch to turn the rotation bridge 90 degrees so we can cross it. And then we hit the switch once more on the other side to turn it back to its original position. So we can cross it later. So up here is Flygon. He's like, well, here's the promised gate, and basically we need you to go find some passwords. So now we're tasked with getting passwords before we can move on with our journey. And blocking our way is Blastoise. So now we need to do this platforming section. We're actually not going to talk to Skorupi right now, even though he has a text bubble above him. Since he's like, I want to see someone do this platforming puzzle. So we just go do it without talking to him anyways. And we hit the switch, which turn off the fire spires down there. And opens the door to one of these secret words. Porygon Z. He has one of the secret words, but we need to defeat him in a quiz first.
And his secret word is love. So now we talk to Skorupi, and then we immediately just get a free friend. Hit boxes, camera, stop, please, thank you. Fuck. Oh my god. Bronzor will be the same way. He'll be like, you need at least one secret word. We have it, it's love. And now we move on with another friend in tow. Before we can move on, there's an Electivire that's blocking our way. He wants us to battle us for the title of Lightning Strike. So, since he's electric type, we can't use Thunderbolt on him, so we're just gonna quick attack him to death as we do for the rest of the game. So we run up the stairs and hit the switch, which will turn off the fire spires blocking us. And now we need to use this very, very sketchy rope cart to cross over like the canyon to go talk to Togekiss. Togekiss has one of the passwords, and you need to beat them in an obstacle hop first. '90 is pretty good. And Togekiss's word is peace. So now Togekiss also tells us that the last word is with Snorlax in the cavern zone. So now we need to go back to him. So now we talk to Drifblim to take us to the cavern zone. So before we can talk to Snorlax, Mawile will be blocking our way, and she'll say, "Thank you," and then actually become our friend now, instead of earlier. Talk to Snorlax, he'll be like, secret word. Yeah, cool. And his secret word is rainbow. So love, peace, and rainbow. I don't know why the last word is rainbow when it could have been something like honor or integrity or something like that, but that's just how the game is. God damn it. I didn't mean to quit. So now we go ahead and talk to Flygon. And be like, you've done it, rats. So now they open the door. Now we have the next attraction, Salamance's Air Ace, which is a lot like Pelipper's Circle Circuit. Huh? Huh. I'm missing a friend. That's a new one. I'm not sure what friend I'm missing, but apparently I'm missing a friend. Get off the thing, thank you. So now I have to... I'm really confused as to what friend I missed. I'm honestly very confused right now. So now here's the very last zone in the game, the beautiful and wonderful flower zone. So to go to the Sky Pavilion, we need to find the mirror, so we have no idea where it is, so we're just gonna go ahead and head on back to the meeting place for now. Okay, immediately the mirror is at the top of the treehouse. However, the treehouse is not very easy to maneuver, as it has the worst hitboxes in existence. Like, there is no such thing as good treehouse movement. Like, that's probably as good as it gets right there. And luckily, we don't need to walk the mirror all the way down the treehouse and such. It just automatically teleports us to the bottom of the flower zone. Also, I like how this mirror does not reflect Pikachu's image into it, when it clearly should. But then again, this isn't really a mirror. Since mirrors do not do this. Gathers a beam of light and then shoots it out to space. But by doing that, this summons Rayquaza, the zone keeper of the granite and flower zone. And this is the final attraction of the game, Rayquaza's Balloon Panic. So after defeating that, we now need to go talk to Shaman once more. But he can't guide us until the City of Flower is blooming, so we need to find Blossom and talk to her. she'll give us the wonderful watering can, which will just immediately make the flower bloom. So now we're moving on to the final area in the game, the Sky Pavilion. Those of you in chat, be ready to bring your Mews out. It's pretty soon here. So we ran up here and talked to quote-unquote Piplup. And you're like, I haven't seen you. So we're like, well, time to go back home. And then we talked to the real Piplup, who'd be like, what are you talking about? I've been here the entire time. So we need to go run back up there. And talk to Piplup, quote unquote. Alright, get ready for the Mews. Mew. So, we need to friend Mew so we can beat the game. And the first skill game that Mew makes us play is Obstacle Hop. Ah, I ate my N2 input. That's unfortunate. That's 10 seconds lost. That's another 5. Alright, that was pretty bad. So now the next skill game we play is Battles. First off, we have a Magmortar. These battles are very anticlimactic since all we do is just quick attack.
except for the last hit where it's faster to do Thunderbolt by a few frames. The next Pokemon is Garchomp, who we cannot use Thunderbolt on. So this one we have to completely dash. And then the last one is Tyranitar. I don't think you can use... What am I doing? Hello? I was mashing left, and then I held left by accident, so... yeah. And the last skill game is Chase, so get ready for some epic music that you only hear during a chase. Nice. This will be a mid 225, which is alright. To the staff timing my run, time will be coming up shortly. It is after I finish the 4th text box after re-talking to Mew. So I'll count down 1, 2, 3 time, and then on time you time it. 1, 2, 3, time. On my splits, it's a 2:25:21. Oh, now I'm dropping frames right after the run finishes. Solid. So we get like a 3-minute end cutscene. Of the whole park coming back together and such. So, according to my splits, it was a 2:25:21. According to the timer for the marathon, it was a 2:25:27. Regardless, that's a pretty good marathon run. Sub 2:25 could have happened if I didn't forget to friend a specific friend at one point, which I remember which one I missed now, which is kind of sucky, but overall, a very good run still. Shattered my estimate, as I always would. Only 3 minutes off world record. World record is very optimized as well, so all in all, a pretty good run. Since I finished quite some time under my estimate, I'm going to take the liberty of letting us watch this end cutscene before the next run sets up. Just because it's a nice little ending cutscene. And back before the Pokemon community decided to switch to real-time attack, RTA method. Almost every single Pokemon game used to be timed via IGT or in-game time. So, and you get to see your in-game time for any percent after you watch this cutscene. Some shoutouts I guess I want to give is to Hero Fred. He was the former any percent world record holder for many years before I came along and decided to run this game. Shoutouts to the PokéHero 49. He's the current router of. He made this route. There is 1 or 2 friends that I do differently than he does, but other than that, he made a vast majority of this route. So without him being around, this route would not exist and I would not have ran this game. But yeah. And once again, you are watching Speedrunning Expo, or SRX, Fall 2016. We are a fundraiser raising money for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. We also have some donation incentives going on for some of our runs. So if you want to see what those are, you can do !incentive in chat. Coming up next, we have Final Fantasy 13-2 by Jay Fremont. They will be running any % PC. So yes, we'll go ahead and save our game, and then we're going to go ahead and reset really quick. And this should be a 228 IGT, but